Hello, I'm Laura. I'm the CEO of VMV Hypoallergenics. We're here to save the world's skin with the safest, most proven effective care on the planet. And today I'm going to give you the skinny about underarm problems. So redness, itching, bumps, darkening, and what you can do about it. Before I get into that, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we now have loads of content. And we have a lot more on our blog on vmvinskin.com. And if you would like to shop our products internationally, you can at vmvhypoallergenics.com and in the Philippines at vmvhypoallergenics.ph. Underarm problems. Underarm, so axillary, darkening, redness, itching, and stuff, is very commonly just a reaction to something that you're using. Some of the more common culprits would be the typical allergens that you would find in your deodorants. And I say deodorants in particular because deodorants try to not stop sweating per se, but try to mask odor. Interestingly enough, masking odor with fragrance can actually make it worse, which I discuss in a different video on bromhidrosis, which is bad body odor, and hyperhidrosis, which is excessive sweating. So check that out as well. If you're itching, you have redness on the underarm, or have darkening at this point, then the culprit, more likely than not, is an allergen or an irritant in your existing deodorant or antiperspirant. Deodorant I doubled down on because, again, its function is to mask odor with fragrance. So already there you know there's fragrance in it, and fragrance is really a top contact allergen. In fact, fragrance mix was the American Contact Dermatitis Society's Allergen of the Year one year. Other common culprits would be parabens and other preservatives. If you're using a stick that also has a color in it, the dye might be a concern if you're allergic to the dye. In terms of bumps, those are granulomas, and they tend to be caused by an ingredient called aluminum zirconium. So if that's in your antiperspirant or your deodorant, maybe don't use it. In terms of underarm darkening, that's usually post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or PIH. So that itching and that redness or those granulomas can eventually become darkening after the inflammation. So post-inflammatory, post the redness, post the itching, post the granulomas, hyperpigmentation. So post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Therefore, if you are noticing darkening in the underarm area, the axilla, the first step is to prevent it by stopping the use of irritants and allergens on the area. The interesting thing is a condition called pigmented contact dermatitis, which can be darkening in the underarm, but also under the bra area and the underwear area and the waistband of your pants, for example. That does not have to be preceded by something that you would think of as a reaction, redness, itching, etc. Sometimes that darkening just happens over time, but it is a pigmented contact dermatitis. It's still a reaction to typical allergens like in your deodorant or your antiperspirant. Other allergens or irritants to watch out for that can be contributive to darkening or redness or itching in the underarms would be your bra, shirts that you're wearing, the sleeves there, and your laundry detergent. So definitely, if this is a concern, we would always suggest first stop as a patch test to confirm what it is you're allergic to, so you're not randomly trying different things, because it's really, really hard to isolate what you might be sensitive to just by random trial and error, right? And then, just simply stopping your exposure to those allergens and irritants can be really dramatic in terms of lessening the itching, the redness, and the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. In terms of what you can use, we, for example, would suggest switching your body soap to Essence. I can show a photo later that's better. That would be Essence Superwash or Essence Clark Wash Hair and Body Shampoo, or Grandma Mini Cool and Clean Baby Wash, or we have an Essence soap as well. That would be for cleaning the underarm area, but also for laundering your bra or your undershirt or your shirt, especially in the sleeve area. That covers your body cleansing in the area to make sure you don't have allergens, don't have irritants, and also takes care of the laundry risk. The other thing you can do is opt for really safer textiles and fabrics. You don't want anything stretchy. It might have latex or rubber or elastic rubber related material in there. You don't want anything that's brightly colored, so bright pinks, bright, I don't know, reds, or even very dark colors, blacks and blues, because they probably have a black dye that's a top contact allergen in them. You also don't want scratchy materials that are irritating with the rubbing. You might want to, even for a while at least until you get it under control, not wear very tight clothing. A lot of tight clothing anyway has stretchy material, so especially in the creases, that's where we would tend to see a lot of clothing related hyperpigmentation. There's a company called Cottonique, Cottonique, that specializes in hypoallergenic, organic, pure cotton in light natural colors, no stretch, that you can check out. Next, we would recommend switching your antiperspirant. Deodorant, again, if you've watched that video on bromhidrosis, it can actually worsen, fragrance can actually worsen body odor. So we would focus on controlling sweat in the area, which reduces the bacteria, which is what causes the odor. For that, we would recommend Essence Skin Saving Antiperspirant, or in the United States, it would be Essence Stay Freshener, and they both are extremely effective, keeping you cool and fresh and dry all day and controlling odor. And they do not contain fragrance, masking fragrance, parabens, preservatives, dyes, any other top contact allergen. They're VH109, both of them, but so they don't have any of the top contact allergens at all. Even just those preventive steps, so avoiding allergens and irritants in your body soap, your underarm soap, in your laundry that you use to wash your bra and your shirt sleeves, and switching to non-stretchy, very pale or zero-colored organic cotton material for anything that you wear around that area can go a really, really long way towards ending that redness, the itching, the granulomas, and the darkening. If you're being really good about all that preventive stuff and you still notice that there is darkening to contend with, we have a wonderful product, Luminance Axolite. Clearly this is home stash material, so the label is off, but I will post a photo. It has active, brightening, anti-hyperpigmentation active ingredients in there. So what you can do if you wanted to go to a more active sort of lightening treatment for the underarm, you would use that, but because it's an active treatment, you would actually alternate it with Essence. So what you would do is you would apply this, for example, just once a week, very slow, and in the middle, when you're not using this, on days you're not using this, you would use the Essence, and then very slowly you would increase to twice a week, 3 times a week, etc., until you get to once or twice a day applications. So there, that is underarm redness, itching, granulomas, and darkening in a nutshell. As a reminder of who we are, VMV Hypoallergenics makes the safest, most proven effective care on the planet. Safest we give you by basically omitting all or as many as possible of the top contact allergens as published independently by expert groups and researchers on contact dermatitis. And we take all of those published top contact allergens and we take them out of the formulation. And we have a grading system that's sort of like an SPF called the VH rating system. Validated hypoallergenic rating system, and it shows you how many allergens are not in a formulation. If there were an allergen in here, it would be a lower VH number and there would be an asterisk, and that would correspond to the ingredients list where the allergen included would be marked by the asterisk and underlined so you can see it clearly. And the reason for that is it's highly unlikely you will patch test positive to all top contact allergens. This way, if there's a lower VH number, you can see if the included allergen is one that you patch tested positive to. And if it isn't, then you can still use the product. A study on the VH rating system published in a leading contact dermatitis journal in the world shows less than 0.1% reactions reported in over 30 years. So really, really safe. And in terms of proven efficacy, going back to that published study, it's kind of the holy grail to get one published in a peer-reviewed journal. And thanks to my mom, who's our founding dermatologist and dermatopathologist, we have over 75. She herself has hundreds. But so yeah, we take efficacy very, very seriously. I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions whatsoever, please write them in the comments. I'll make sure that, we have helpful links in the comments, and we love answering your questions wherever you get them. I wish you a skintastic day. Take care.